Hi everybody, how you doing today? Time for another 5-minute tutorial on tips and tricks in PowerDirector. I have version 15, but this should work in other editing software such as Sony, Adobe, etc. I've created a playlist, PowerDirector Editing Software Tips and Tricks, where all of these tutorials will reside on my Studio David channel on YouTube. Here is where you will find other videos that I may mention as precursors to the video you're watching today. Today I'm going to show you how to simulate audio ducking with PowerDirector 15 and earlier versions. Audio ducking became available in version 16. Basically, audio ducking is when you have some background music and some voice narration on your video, and you want the background music to go down in volume during the speaking parts and then up in volume where you have dead air, where you are not speaking. Up here I have a clip of a previous tutorial, and we'll use this as my main video. The first thing I'll have to do with this video clip is simulate some dead air, some blank spaces where I want the background music to show through. I will do that by using the same procedure that we will use later on down here in the audio track. First things first, I want to expand this audio track so I can see the waveforms, and then we'll do a zoom in. Understand that this is going to be real messy, as I don't really have a lot of dead air in this video clip. I am just going to be simulating that. So I've determined that I want my background music to start right about here in the video clip that I have up here. I'll click on this, and then here we get their line to let me know where I want to start with the muting of the upper video clip. There's a couple different ways you can do this. On this clip here, your video clip, you can take your cursor, bring it down here to the audio waveform. It turns into an arrow with a little dot. You left click it, and then you see that white dot there. That marks the beginning of where you want the mute to start. I prefer to also add a split there, and that shows my segmentation a little bit clearer. So we're going to say, for the purposes of this demonstration, the next 10 seconds is dead air, and I want the background music to shine through. Come up here, we're on clip, the video clip is highlighted, we're going to go to 10 seconds. I will now put another split into that timeline, and here we have that little segment that I wish to mute. Now this step here is not absolutely necessary, because if this is dead air you don't need to mute this clip, but say you're outside and there's any extraneous ambient noise you want to get rid of, right click on that clip and mute clip. Okay, right about here is where there's going to be some more narration and dialogue, and I want the background music to fade away at that point. I've got this clip highlighted. Here's that break in the timeline. Click on the audio track and split it. The narration, we will say, lasts for 15 seconds. I've got the background audio clip highlighted here. Create another split. So I don't want this audio just to start and cut off very sharply. So on this segment right here, where the music is taking precedence over the dead air, I'm going to highlight it, bring my mouse down. At the very end of this clip, you see the cursor turns to that little dot, that arrow and dot. Click on it, and that puts that white dot there on the audio clip. Over here at the beginning of this clip, this is the original volume of the audio clip with that white dot right there, and here is the end. I found recently here I kind of like a slow fade out from beginning to end, so I'll bring my mouse over, it turns red, that dot turns red, I'm just going to drag that down all the way to the end. This will be a smooth reduction in the volume level of this clip. This works well on shorter clips, but on longer clips what you can do, highlight that clip, bring your mouse in, make another white dot. You can stretch that up a little bit and then have the volume decrease be a little bit sharper. Okay, this next segment right here, this is the one where we don't want any of that audio playing over my voiceover. Right click, mute clip. Coming over to the next piece of the audio clip, clip on that, highlight the video clip, another split. I've made some more segments here to simulate the dead air where I want the background music to show up. So here we're at our next clip. I want it to fade in instead of just starting all of a sudden real hard. Bring your mouse down here to this line, add a dot. On the back side, add a dot. Just a little bit over right here, add another dot. You can play with this. You can drag this dot with your mouse, and you can figure out how you want to have that spaced and how you want the timing of the increase of the volume as the clip starts. We're going to see how this works here. I come over to the far left, the beginning of this segment of the audio, and drag it all the way down. Going to add one more little dot here, and then do the same at the end. That'll be my fade in and my fade out. Next up is another piece that I want completely muted, because that is over the narration. Right click, mute clip. So let's take a look and a listen to what we've got here. Remember, I'm just simulating the dead air, so my voiceover is going to be a very sharp cutoff, and that is of course not how it would be in your video, but this is the basics of how you would do this. Let's play it. Hey everybody, how you doing today? This is a quick tutorial of an issue that was brought up in the Facebook forum for PowerDirector. 3 seconds. The individual was wanting a quick zoom and then hold on a specific spot. The way to accomplish this zoom in effect is using the PIP designer. You can either click on Here we are in the PIP designer. I had to fix the rotation on this photograph as it. Okay, we've previewed this and I like the way it's working, so this muted clip here, I can remove that and take that out of play, remove and leave gap, and then I know that this is where my narration is. This clip that we put in here, we're keeping it in line, so while we're not hearing this when the music picks up, it's at the time of where the beat should be. I also felt that the music started just a little harshly. I'm going to highlight that, bring in that dot right there, bring down the beginning just a little bit, should be a little bit softer. I also noticed that this segment right here seemed to be a little bit too loud. Highlight that clip, bring your mouse over this dot right here on the left hand side. When the ball turns red, grab it with the left click and just bring it down. You see the waveforms decrease. Come over here to the end, the same thing, bring it on down. We've just softened the music in that audio clip. Same thing with this segment right here. I know this is muted because of the narration. Right click, remove, leave gap. And let's take a look and a listen. Hey everybody, how you doing today? This is a quick tutorial of an issue that was brought up in the Facebook forum for PowerDirector. 3 seconds. The individual was wanting a quick zoom and then hold on. Gonna jump ahead. IP designer. You can either click on. Here we are in the PIP designer. I had to. There is one more option, and that is during this area where the narration takes place, you can have the background audio fade out, and then the next segment, say you wanted the audio, the background music audio to pick up right where it left off. What you would do in that case here, I'll just simulate it, you know, say this right here is where we did not want to hear music over the voiceover. Simply drag that over to where you want the background music to become the forefront audio. This would be your narration. So this audio clip would fade out here and then pick up on the very next beat right there. We would not be losing this part of the audio. When you're all done with your editing, render the movie, and there you go. So that's the basics there, and mimicking audio ducking on PowerDirector 15 or earlier versions that does not contain that option. That wraps it up for this tutorial. Hope you guys can take some of this information and use it to your benefit. Thank you very much.